Hello friends, my name is SleepG and today we're going to be taking a look at Shadowrun. No, not any of the RPG games, but the 2007 FPS shooter that came out for the Xbox 360. This game is such a nostalgia trip for me. It's one of the games that I've been looking forward to doing most on this channel for a while now. Back when I didn't have Xbox Live, I would just sit and play with the bots for just hours, experimenting with all the different abilities and spells and just wandering all the maps. That was a really big thing for me back in the day. I remember when I had a copy of Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow for the original Xbox, and I didn't have Xbox Live or even internet connection back then. So instead of just playing with actual people, what I would do was just run around all of the maps and just take them all in and just explore. And to be honest, I think that's one of the primary reasons why I wanted to do environment art as a career, and why I'm so heavily invested in just keeping games like this alive. Shadowrun has a bit of a history behind it. It's certainly not the type of game that you'd expect to have an FPS adaptation like this, and it's definitely one of the first of its kind in many different ways, but we'll get to that, so let's check it out. Is that the sound? Yeah, there it is. Right, so last night before just to make sure I got the game working and everything, I had to make like a local profile on Games for Windows Live. God, Games for Windows Live. Getting this game to even run on Windows 10 was problematic. This is another one of those games where official support for the game ended like 13 years ago, and the only way that you can actually get a copy of it is either through really dodgy sites or on eBay. And I'll let you take a guess at which one I went to. Yeah, I had to make like a bit of a Faustian bargain just to get to play the game again. My soul's damned for all eternity now, but at least I get to play Shadowrun one more time. This cutscene's so loud. I can already tell this is going to be like really loud in editing. But man, what a cutscene. Look at that font. What a fucking soundtrack, bro. I remember this so well. The memories are all coming back to me. There's only one character model for each of the races. Yeah, like both these trolls are the same, and like the elves and the humans are all the same. And I guess that's good for like visual consistency. Bit of character customization would have helped though. Cheese kill. Man, what a fucking hype cutscene. If that doesn't get you ready to play the game, I don't know what will. God, this menu's brought back so many memories. This almost looks exactly like how Counter-Strike looks. Like CSGO in 2012 when it came out for the Xbox 360 on the arcade. I mean, that game's terrible, but... Alright, private match. I suppose, yeah, the best way that we can get into the game is just to play a private match. I don't really think I need to do the tutorial or anything. I'll just jump straight in. But first we can pick our race. So we've got the humans, elves, trolls, and dwarves. Humans have less essence penalty from tech. Don't know what the fuck that means. Elves regenerate health. Trolls, yeah, I remember trolls just being really tanky. I mean, look at them. And dwarves steal essence from others and magic objects, which doesn't surprise me because the dwarves are really greedy bastards. Oh god, these maps. So the maps that I remember playing out of these are Lobby, Nerve Center, and I think that was it. Not Pinnacle. I remember Pinnacle too. But you know, let's do like a small 4v4 just to get started. Setup. No, we've already done setup. Oh, wait. Oh, there's only one game mode, okay. Bots. Yeah, no, medium's like... I reckon I'll be fine with medium. I haven't played this game like 13 years, but if I'm not fine on medium bots for like any game that's an FPS nowadays, I think there's something wrong with me. Alright, let's jump into the game. 2, 1, go. Oh man, what a sick fucking loading time. And look at this. Already we're greeted with just like the most nostalgic fucking buy menu. Imagine actually making people buy ammo in 2021 too. Like imagine if like you were playing Rainbow Six Siege and you had to choose between like an ability or a gadget and an extra magazine for your gun. Man, this map. You can just tell that this map was made in like 2007. I can't jump. I'm spamming the spacebar and I can't. I don't know what that's about. Whatever. Get used to hearing that sound, by the way. If there's one thing I remember about this game is that the bots, they don't shut up. They never shut up. What the fuck? That feels so weird. It feels like there's like aim assist. And I know that sounds crazy because, like, you know, aim assist on PC, but it almost feels like the game thinks that I have a controller plugged in, so like it's trying to manually just adjust the crosshair to like the enemy whenever like I'm slightly near them. The best way I can describe it is like bullet magnetism. It's like bullet magnetism in Halo, but on PC. Come here, little bitch. I'm on for the ace here, boys. First ever round of Shadowrun back. About to get the ace. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, shut, bitch. One. Okay. So if I just press one now. Oh, there we go. Yeah, see, like, lots of people think that, like, Valorant was copying off Counter-Strike, and, I mean, it is, but it's actually copying off of Shadowrun, if you think about it, because this game also has, like, a myriad of, like, unique abilities and stuff like that you could buy at the beginning of the round. Things such as, like, look at this aim assist. Like, that's not me. That's, yeah, like, the things such like teleportation, healing, resurrection, which I think is what he's just trying to do there, blocking off certain parts of the map.
Lineage wins.
I suck so bad. I suck so terribly bad. This game really is a product of its time. I want to say it's like one of the first 7th generation games to offer this sort of like tactical gameplay. I know the only other game that I can think about that predates this game and offers this same sort of, you know, like round-based gameplay would be like Rainbow Six Vegas 1. Because I know that game had like attack and defend, which was essentially the same sort of gameplay as Counter-Strike. You might think that Modern Warfare was the first to introduce it with Search and Destroy, but this game actually predates Modern Warfare by about 6 months. Oh, you presume that he used the sniper rifle. Okay. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Ah, never mind. I would have pressed 3 instead of 1. Come on, long shot. Come on. Come on, boy. 1v1 situation. You got this. Bro, just come out of teleportation mode already and shoot the bastard. But you're letting him heal now. What are you doing? Where are you going? I mean, the bots are like surprisingly competent. But at the same time, they are just like 2007 bots. Oh my god, how much longer is this stalemate gonna go on for, bro? There we go, there we go. Nah, never mind. Well, at least we got the round out of the way. I think it's very easy to see why this game flopped, though. I mean, you know, like, how the fuck is this game gonna compete with, like, you know, Halo 3? Because, like, that came out at the same year this did. And, like, how on earth is this game, like, going to be expected to compete with one of the most storied gaming franchises on the height of its, like, attention? Even in the PC scene, because this game did come out on PC, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But even on the PC, there was, like, a bunch of big name releases that came off that year. Oh. Where the fuck am I? Where the fuck am I? Oh, I'm making plays. Wait, is there a pillar of tree? No, I thought I was like teleporting into a tree of life. That would have been so cool if I went there to heal. One of the things that I think would have been a saving grace for this game was the fact that at the time, like, this is the world's first game where you could play on Xbox and PC at the same time. Yeah, that's right. This is the first ever crossplay game. It's crazy. If the game had got more attention, like that definitely would have been one of the selling points of the game, I feel like, because this was back in the day when mouse jockeys weren't as feared and revered as they are now. You know, that's another thought. Back then, nobody even had gaming gear. I mean, like, you know, you had like the Counter-Strike professionals and stuff like that who had, like, you know, the Logitech MX-15 and stuff, but nobody really had like massive mouse pads and, you know, these like optical mice with like one-to-one tracking or anything like that. And so like everyone was just playing like World of Warcraft and like Team Fortress and stuff like that, you know, like nobody really cared about gaming gear as much as they do now. And so PC aiming wasn't like everyone still knew it was superior, of course, but nobody knew that it was like just miles better than controller aiming could ever be. Although, you know, I say that, but there are certain games that are out nowadays where having a controller is just akin to cheating. Cold War, MCC. The way the recoil works in this game, I don't like it. Like, crouching obviously just seems to help because, you know, it's Counter-Strike clone. Crouching would just help, but I don't really understand why the aiming is the way that it is. I mean, like, with the whole, like, mouse, like bullet magnetism sort of thing, I'm wondering if that's to compensate for the fact that, you know, like, most people who come to this game probably won't have played Counter-Strike because it was being marketed more towards, you know, like, the Xbox kids and stuff like that, and so, like, this would have been the first time that anyone like that would have sort of experienced a shooting system like this where recoil and movement go hand in hand. I don't know, though. Can I get up there? No? Oh, I can. That's so sick. Make sure it doesn't get rezzed. Oh, Jesus. Oh, fuck, really? I can't get back behind the wall? And I really teleported there. Like, of all places. The fact that you can't change your race, like, midway through the rounds kind of sucks. I mean, I chose the elf because I wanted to heal passively, but, like, I want to try the other races out too, and I don't want to have to wait until I'm, like, finished with the round just to be able to do that. Fight for me. The fuck is his name? Tezcatlipoca? There we go. Fuck me, this thing's crazy powerful. You can gift stuff. You can gift spells and shit. That's just like Valorant. Valorant really did pull out all the stops when trying to copy FPS games that like are based around Counter-Strike, didn't they?
Artifact taken. RNA has possession.
God, if my teammates could just help me out, that would be great. Nope.
Artifact dropped.
Alright, I was expecting it to be like a one-hit kill, like the flag in Halo or something, but that's apparently not how it works. But yeah, getting back to what I was saying earlier, being able to switch races like mid-round, I feel like would be really cool because, you know, if you're in the middle of the game and like a certain strat's not working, or you're in a certain economical situation with the money on the team, then it would have been nice to be. I mean, like, I'm talking as if like this game actually has players. I'm sort of like reviewing the meta, like for the developers to change, and I really shouldn't. But you know, that would have been a nice feature. Wait, that's it. We won. Oh, well, that was kind of like that was an unceremonious victory. Right, let's try one of the bigger maps. How about Pinnacle? Sure. What about Attrition? Sure, why not? You know, all right. Let's bump the bots up to hard. I feel like I can handle hard now. I've only had one game of experience, but I reckon I can do it. God, you know, speaking of the races, like while we're on the topic, let's address the elephant in the room. This is basically a fantasy adaptation of Counter-Strike, which is like a sentence that I never thought I'd ever say in my entire life. This game's set in the Shadowrun universe, but it's set in like an alternate version of it. Like, and which strikes me as so crazy because like you'd think that, you know, if they were gonna set a game in the Shadowrun universe, a universe as storied and beloved as Shadowrun, then they'd actually follow the Shadowrun lore, but they don't. Shadowrun's like a pretty famous universe. The original tabletop game came out like a year after Cyberpunk 2020 did, so we're talking like real old school lore here. And this fucking studio just came in and said, yeah, we don't like any of that. We want Mayan magic to be involved, but we'll take the IP though. Like, even the maps don't really have any resemblance to the sort of like dystopian cyberpunk setting that like Shadowrun is so like known and beloved for. Even the SNES game managed to do a better job of portraying the source material than this game does in all of its like full 3D glory. More on that game to come, by the way. But you know what? Considering this game came out in 2007, I had to run it in compatibility mode for Windows Vista and do a whole bunch of other shit to try and get it working. It runs pretty well. I was honestly expecting some forms of like weird glitches or something like that to kick off while I started playing, but so far it's been a fairly smooth experience. Even like on a 144Hz monitor, and I'm obviously playing this at above 60 FPS. At least I think I am. There could be a hard cap in the game actually. I might have to check that out, but like it feels like there are so many games from 2007 And like just like around that same era where like you could tell that they didn't predict that technology was going to get any faster beyond the 2010s, because the games will just not really register new hardware very well, and so you'll just get all of these like really strange artifacting and glitching and stuff like that, and that's even if you can get them to run. And there are so many games like that, and I hate it. Have you ever tried to get Fallout 3 to run on Windows 10? Good fucking luck. It feels like every sort of early next-gen game from around this era just has like some really like strange niche that prevents it from like working at full capacity on hardware that's like light years ahead of what like it originally came out on. I tried recording a game called 13, pronounced with the Roman numerals, like spelled with the Roman numerals. It came out on like the original Xbox. I tried recording that for a Dead Game Society video, and eventually I just gave up because the anti-aliasing just looked fucking atrocious, and the game would just crash every 10 minutes. And that game came out on the original Xbox. I mentioned Splinter Cell Pandora Tomorrow earlier, and like that's my favorite Splinter Cell game in the franchise. But like, have you ever tried to play it on PC? Well, good luck, because it has trouble rendering shadows and light, which is like, you know, the one thing necessary to play a fucking Splinter Cell game is the shadows and the lighting. There are usually lots of fixes for these problems, you know, especially if like you've got a game where it's a pretty big name and there's a large enough fan base around it to sort of take matters into their own hands and fix the problems. But if you're playing a game that's really niche, there really aren't that many weapons in this game. There's a lot of abilities though. I suppose the abilities make up for the lack of weapons. But still, I'd have thought there'd have been a little bit more variety. I suppose keeping everything simple is also a good thing though, because you don't want to have like too many balancing issues. Although I say that, the abilities in this game just do feel just totally unbalanced. I mean, that's good though, because like too much balancing can also be a bad thing. Like you always want to have abilities that offer like overpowered weapons you want to balance. Overpowered weapons you want to balance very, very carefully. But overpowered abilities, I don't know. If everyone has access to them, then are they really overpowered? Like, you're just offering plenty of utility to the players. I feel like that's all that is. And damn, these bots are kicking my ass. I really like it when you get bots like this, bots that are like really competent and actually play the game and make you feel like you're playing against players that are better than you. Because there are so many games that I've played where the bots are just like next level retarded, and you have to deliberately play bad against them to lose. Counter-Strike's the worst offender for this. CSGO has the worst fucking bots, and I don't get it, because CS Source had really good bots, and that came out like, I don't know, like 6, 7, 8 years before that. 2004, 2012, so yeah, 8 years before that, CSS had way better bots. God, there really aren't that many maps for this game, are there? Like, I don't even think there was any like DLC release for this game, because in fact, I know there wasn't any DLC release for this game, because this game got shut down a year after it came out, which just sucks. You know, I've said before that when I was a kid, I used to prefer game modes where you could actually respawn.
Extraction.
Purely because at the time, I don't really think that I had the level of patience that you need to play a game like this. Especially like, you know, when you die and you're just sat on the spectator screen for the majority of the round. But having that being said, I do remember really liking this game as a kid, and I wonder if like my sudden inclination to Counter-Strike was because I actually really like longed to play a game like this again. Because, I mean, I don't actually even remember why I even started getting into Counter-Strike in the first place. I just kind of tried it out one day, and now, like, I'm sat with a 3,000-hour hole in my life that I'm never going to get back. But yeah, it's really weird to think about, because I really do think that this game was my first introduction to this sort of gameplay. Troll buying ticket. I wonder where he will go. Oh, he forgot his receipt. And now he forgot to change. You know, when I say that this game is ahead of its time, like, I really mean it too. Like, look at the state of, like, esports games now. Not just FPS games, but just look at the state of, like, esports games now. You've got, you know, like, MOBAs being the biggest thing in Korea. You've got, like, these, like, huge organizations getting rosters together for games like Counter-Strike, Siege, Overwatch, Valorant, PUBG, Halo, COD. I didn't even know professional gaming was a thing when I was like 10 years old, and now I'm talking on my podcast about how like this like esports organization has signed an 8-year-old on to play professional Fortnite and whether or not that should be allowed. Like, it's fucking crazy to me. Oh fuck! Can't believe we've done this.
One human is alone in the artifact courtyard.
Okay, where? God, I wish I took teleport. I teleport through the floor so fast. Get me up there. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm a-coming. Oh, no, come on. Get me up there, please.
Lineage scores.
Fuck! Oh, no, it was right there. Well, I said right there. I still would have had to use my glider to get up there. No,
Artifact taken. RNA had artifact dropped. Artifact taken.
Flag
RNA
drop.
has possession.
Flag taken.
Artifact dropped.
Flag drop.
RNA wins.
Like, imagine if this game came out today and it had all of the same quality and polish that all of these other games are getting, and it did it before Valorant came out. It would be fucking huge. You might think that this game has too many similarities to Counter-Strike for it to stand on its own two legs, but bitch, please, Valorant is doing just fine. I don't think there's a single person who's looked at Valorant and hasn't thought to themselves, this looks like Counter-Strike and Overwatch had a baby. The gaming market definitely wasn't ready for this game, I feel like. Not on the scale that esports are on now. Because, you know, like, back then, you couldn't really hear about or watch professional tournaments or anything like that easily. There weren't exactly, like, professional circuits where you could get noticed by scouts or anything like that. And, like, being a YouTube personality wasn't as lucrative as it is nowadays either. I mean, that just kind of goes without saying, but this game really did come out in the wrong generation. I mean, I kind of spoke about it earlier, but like back then, most people only cared about games like COD and Halo for the blend of like hyper-casual but still competitive gameplay. Whereas I feel like this game focuses more solely on competitive element, but doesn't really have like the infrastructure to back it up. Even those who did hear about Shadowrun back in the day and would have been into competitive games, like I feel like they would have just stuck to their own corners. Like the CS players were just going to stick to CS. Because CS had the infrastructure that you needed to succeed. Like, it had professional circuits and stuff like that. You could play ESEA, there was tournaments, there was LANs. None of that market was going to migrate to this game, especially not when it was out at the time where Steam was, like, really starting to dominate the PC market, and this game was, you know, an Xbox. It's a game for Windows Live game. Also, that artifact went very, very close to the defense point. Your resurrector has died, you are bleeding out. See, like, that's so fucking cool. Like, that's a really unique way of balancing the revive ability. Because reviving in a competitive FPS game like this, like, is like a pretty fucking, like, it's pretty overpowered when you think about it. And, like, imagine if, like, Sage is, like, the Valorant character and she has the ability to resurrect. Imagine if, like, when she resurrected someone, the person who she resurrected, if their survival depended on hers, that would make clutch situations so much more tense. I mean, a pick rate would just drop through the floor, but I reckon it would be worth it. Oh. So much for it being a fucking minigun. This thing shoots like at 3 bullets an hour. Oh man, I really thought I was about to make a play there. Like, I was gonna start blasting them all down, but then the gun just started going like pew 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 pew. It's a minigun, for fuck's sake. Can I like open a mini map or something? I really want to see like the layout of this map because it feels like super derivative. Like, it feels like it's very 3-laney. You know what I mean? I don't think there's any other better way to describe it than just saying the word 3-laney, because that's exactly what it is. How long does this last? Oh my god, this lasts for fucking ages. If I'm being an elf and doing this must be so ridiculously overpowered, because I saw how big my mana bar was when I was playing as the elf last game.
Artifact taken. Lineage has possession.
I'm nuts. I'm shit. I walked right into that. I deserve nothing less. Let's try the katana out. I feel like the katana could be really cool, especially when combined with this like invisibility ability. Invisibility ability. There we go. Yeah. Right. So first off, I'm gonna find our target. He doesn't see me. He doesn't know it's coming. Poor guy. He does not know it's coming. He sees nothing. He knows nothing. He teleports away from me. He has the same ability. What's good, bitch? What's good? I'm so fucked here, by the way. Oh, no, I'm... Am I still getting healed? I'm not. No! God, this katana's useless. Oh, there we go. He knows. Oh, he sees me. He's got a shotgun. Ah, he's just better. He's just better than me in every way. Oh my god, I'm going to teleport behind these kids and nothing personnel them. Wait, where's my katana? Oh, I died, didn't I? Shit. Never mind, I'm not going to teleport behind anybody. I'm going to pick at them from far with a fucking pistol. Shit, I'm so boned. Oh my god, I'm so dead. Get me out of here. Here we go, Right, if I just kill his resurrector, he's dead. Oh, there's two. I'm dead. I'm so dead. There's nothing I could do there. I tried so hard. The meta for this game is just feels so nuanced though. Like all these abilities and shit that you can use in the middle of combat. Like it's so dynamic. It feels unreal.
2 enemies main lobby. Courtyard balcony.
Yeah, you better run off, bitch. Oh, he's like 2 HP. There we go. I really shouldn't be getting involved in firefights like that. Who the fuck's he shooting at? Wait, they're not up there, are they?
Artifact dropped.
Oh, where? Okay, there's one right up here. They're all coming up here.
Lineage has possession.
Fuck!
Taken. RNA has possession.
Charles to my teammates now. Unless Flatline here can revive me. Come on, be a boy. Be a boy. Ugh. No, it's all down to Tony and Fuff.
Lineage has possession.
Come on, Tony. Tony, I've always believed in you.
Lineage scores.
No! No! Well, I think I've said just about everything that I want and need to say about Shadowrun 2007. Was selling my soul to the devil worth it to get to play it again? Probably not. My PC likely needs a rootkit scan after this just so my bank details aren't keylogged to some guy in Venezuela. But this has definitely been one of the most fun videos that I've done for the channel in a long time. And talking about this game has brought up so many memories of me being a kid again. And I just wish that this game had came out in the right time and it might have had the same amount of success that I think it deserved. In retrospect, this game was such an early experiment on the kind of gameplay that is so popular nowadays, and if this game came out at the right time and it had the same amount of attention, then maybe I'd be playing against real people instead of bots for this video. But it didn't, and I'm not. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. If you're new to the channel, then please consider subscribing. It would help out a lot, and I do hope that you've enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for next time where we'll be checking out enemy territory Quake Wars. Until then, see you later.